No milk. No milk. Rooibos is not tea. What up, people? It's tea time. Yes, tea time. Where my peoples is at? My peoples is at. What up, people? What up? Where my peoples is at? Where my peoples is at? It's tea time. Tea time. Wicknell faces parley grilling. Got the implication on shady deals Tuesday, 6 hours ago. Yo, my tea party at? What up, people? What up? What up? What up? This is Andy. What's happening? Miss Olinda Chapel, what's poppin'? Yo, guy, how you doing? Nancy, what's up? It's tea time. Episode 1, Season 5. Season 5. You thought we'd come back and talk. Let's talk, people. Let's talk. I don't even know how many people are watching. It doesn't give me the numbers anymore, apparently. I have no idea. Can someone tell me how many people are watching? Alright. Yo, what's happening? It's tea time. It is tea time. What is up, people? What is up? How are you guys doing? Chidomnyati, how you doing? Where my tea party at? There's 53 people watching. That's enough for us to start. Enough for us to start. I am trying to add. Olinda requested me to add her. I'm trying to add her. Olinda, I saw you yesterday on Wicknell's deposition. You were talking a lot. You got me thinking. People got me thinking. Why do I dislike Wicknell so much? Why do I dislike Wicknell so much? Olinda, I swear to God, I'm trying to add you. It says adding. If you can accept the request, because I wanted to talk to you specifically about some of the things you said to me yesterday about Wicknell. Why do I hate Wicknell so much? I've been thinking about it. So I decided to do some research. Whilst I'm trying to end Olinda Chapel here, I did some research about Wicknell Chivayo, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the reason why I'm doing this.
Good morning,
yo, Olinda, what's up?
It's a beautiful sunny day, even though the skies are grey in England today. But it's always a beautiful
yesterday you got me. Yesterday you got me thinking. Why do I hate this fat bastard so much? Now, you know, a person like me understands why a fat bastard like Wicknell is hated. Because, when a fat guy on the internet comes on and starts talking a bunch of shit, people just generally hate you, correct?
Yeah.
But are we justified in hating this guy? So I decided to do some digging up some information about Wicknell. I started doing some digging up some information.
All right.
And guess what I discovered?
What did you discover, Kuda?
This young man was born in 1982. It makes this young man younger than me by damn near 3 years.
It makes him older than me. Kuda, it makes him older than me. Yeah.
Yes. This young man here, his father died when he was 10 years old. He grew up in Gandami area in Chivu, raised by a single mother, went to Dudley Hall Primary School, then went to Churchill Boys High School. This young man dropped out of school in 1996. Before financial reasons, he failed to finish. He failed to finish high school, and he dropped out of high school. And then he became a money changer hustler at Zimex Mall. And from there, his career took off. I think he swindled some people out of $6 million, and then eventually started writing documents.
Please, can you explain to me when you say his career? What career was he into exactly? You say his career
as a
took off.
businessman. He became a tenderpreneur. It's called a tenderpreneur. He found tenders in the paper, and then he would apply for these tenders. Be clever about trying to rope in different partners, and then he'll get he became what you call a tenderpreneur. So Yesterday, I watched him being grilled by the parliament, and people thought that he was being really he was doing pretty badly, but I tried to look at it from a different perspective, and I thought, is this young man really doing badly? Because all of the questions he was asked, he answered pretty much consistently.
Well, the questions that he was answering, though it was a prerequisite whereby they gave him the questions, right? They prepared him. They said, you're going to come on this particular day. We need you to provide information on A, B, C, and D. So he knew exactly why he was being answered. And the way he spoke, right, as far as I'm concerned, it looked choreographed. It looks, you know, like how we hold our brushes in the mirror and we sing along and whatnot. That guy was basically doing that. That's what he had done. He had recited his answers. This is why when certain questions were answered were asked from the sub questions, he was caught off guard, right? Because he thought he was going.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
When he was being asked about the tender, about him acquiring the money without a bank guarantee, right?
Okay, so the answer is this. The answer is very simple. No, the answer is very simple. The bank guarantee is what you give when you haven't yet done the work. He says he got paid after the work was already completed, so hence the guarantee became null and void, which to me is a very clear-cut answer. Now, I like you and everyone else in Zimbabwe, you know, Olinda, you need to be a bit more understanding about this young man. You see, this young man has come online. People body shame him a lot. You know, when I go around the world, when I was in the airport in Johannesburg once upon a time and my hair had just been cut small, people thought I was him. So everyone wanted selfies with me because they said I looked like Wicknell. I don't know why they did that. But people body shame this dude. People dislike him because he's a guy who came from nothing, has built himself into something, and then he's shown off. Like, Zimbabweans do not like people who show off. So the reason why you get a lot of shame as well, Olinda, a lot of people dissing you online, is because they just don't like the fact that sometimes we see you in your Mercedes Benz, we see you looking fly as hell with your lip stain and your cleavage, and niggas just don't like that shit. They don't like you for no reason. And I was just,
what is the difference? Kuda, with all that being said and whatever, it's fine. But again, I just think Wicknell is not humble. Yeah, Wicknell is nowhere near.
You see, Olinda, there's many times you have not been humble as well. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's many times when you've also had to.
Sometimes you have to sometimes, Kuda, as a person, you have to step up to your own defense. It is great to be unapologetic, right, about your successes. I'm not going to downplay my success. Do you know why? Because my success, or whatever I've managed, the little I've managed to achieve in my life, has been done with these two hands. Unlike Wicknell, Wicknell has not earned a single penny of the money that he has made. He has been stealing. No,
it's not true. It's not true.
It is true.
Kuda,
hold on. Kuda, you're speaking over me. Let me break it down for you. You're speaking over me. When I say I was from a person that has done law, right? I was listening to the terminology that was being used, the prerequisites of him. You guys might not have seen them, but you should have listened to Themba Mliswa's wording as you went by. First and foremost, right? The Mutemo where Zimbabwe was local businesses, for them to do businesses with foreign investors, you would be on a 51 and 49% ownership. 51% being to the local whatever, and then 49% to the foreign investors. As far as Wicknell was involved, when he did his tender, he was 50% owner, not 51% owner. He took advantage of the fact that he was a local, right? He was asked, Kuti Pawakaenda, and did you set up Intratech for the purpose of this tender, right? As much as he tried to dodge that question, he actually went and set up, as far as I am concerned, Wicknell has got no experience in energy. He knows nothing. Like you said, he's uneducated. So he knows nothing about education, about energy, right?
Correct.
He went and he outsourced a company. As far as I am concerned, Wicknell is a runner boy. He is a broker, if we're going to put it in great terminology. But Wicknell was a runner boy between the Zimbabwean government and this other company, that Anna Yusuf, right? And if he's not very careful, he's going to be a scapegoat too. Because
okay. Can I talk now, my sister? Can I talk now?
Go on.
You're a very dominant woman. You're very dominant. You're always online, and you command a lot of numbers. You're a dominant type of woman. So let me jump in for a second. The thing is, as a Zimbabwean, I have also seen these tenders in the newspaper. The reason why I've tried once and never tried again is because to do a tender document in Zimbabwe is laborious and painstaking. It takes you days, if not weeks, of typing, writing, and compliances for you to even be allowed to start the process. The burden of proof to prove that you can even apply for a tender are so high that a lot of people do not bother to go through the rigmarole, which is why I don't bother, because I just can't be bothered. Now, someone like Wicknell is someone who comes from nothing, someone with nothing to lose. He's a young man who has followed what you call the letter of the law and not the spirit of the law. So yes, he's got no experience in running energy, but we have to remember that many years ago, Strive Masiwa had no experience in running a telecoms company. You see, before the Bilderberg Group and the Melinda Gates Foundation gave Strive Masiwa all that money to start Econet, he actually had no experience. He was a kid coming out of UZ. But he had enough guts and gall to make the applications and actually get the roles. So Wicknell, to me,
do you remember, Kuda, if I interject, you said that the process of doing a tender, right? You have to go through all of this paperwork. But what was unfolded in yesterday's open parley thing, whatever, is that Wicknell was not actually involved in composing or putting together these documents. There were certain, I can't remember the names. There's a certain guy that passed away. What was his hand in preparing the tender? His relationship with with both ministers of energy, their meetings in Dubai and whatnot.
Yes.
Yes. He never actually went on his own and did this. He held help from inside people, which is what Themba Mliswa was trying to point out yesterday. So for us to then say,
let's separate the issues. I am not saying what happened here is correct. I'm not saying here that there's a lot of everyone is blameless. You know that people like me and Ivan Mawarire for the last 2 years had petitions about Umdenge must go. We've been fighting these guys for many years. However, what I'm trying to do as a generation is say, when we see a Wicknell Chivayo showing off his shoes and we loathe him in this, what are the facts? And the facts are this young man is quite a smart, tenacious,
whether he is very similar to Lumumba. I don't think he's smart. He is not the sharpest knife in the drawer altogether. Because after going through all these dodgy processes of getting the tender, did he actually deliver? Yep. You can't tell me putting up a fence makes him the smartest man. What he should have done is, after going through all these dodgy processes so that there is no investigation, he should have delivered than being on social media, posting his shoes, talking about how his wife is going to give birth in the United States when the person on the ground in Zimbabwe does not have electricity. Now that makes him as dumb as fuck as far as I am concerned.
Why are you angry?
We are angry because Akaj Gamarema gets simple. That's why.
I believe Mariema gets Yanga Denge and the corrupt board at ZTech, there's a corrupt board at ZDP,
but guess what? But guess what? Who is the face of the project? It's Wicknell.
The face of the project.
So starting point.
But if you,
hey.
when I read the documents about this whole,
it's Wicknell. So it's now up to Wicknell whether he wants to snitch on his compadres or he's just gonna go down on his own. It's up to him. It's up to him to decide who he's gonna snitch on.
I say the reason why we hate on Wicknell is because he's accessible, he's on social media, and we can talk shit about him. I say when three of us were at the Avondale Shopping Center, me, Henry Mnangatire, and Pastor E, and maybe about 4 or 5 other volunteers, doing a petition about Umdenge must go because he was corrupt and inept, right? Zimbabweans didn't care. They didn't even know about who Umdenge was. But Umdenge was the main reason why.
We're not even bothered.
This 35-year-old kid.
Kuda. We're not even gonna try and politicize this, right? The nigga can come with 100 pair of shoes. Right? He can might as well own Louis Vuitton. We do not give a shit as long as we have our electricity. We do not give a shit as long as kune magetsi. Louis Vuitton. We are angry at him that he's got all these designer whatevers, yet there are people without electricity, yet government projects are not moving forward. Right? As far as we are concerned, he can buy as many cars, he can have a harem of wives, he can fly in private jets. But as long as government money and our projects are delivered as and when they should be delivered, this is what we call case law. It's an example case law, because whatever happens after this Panyadzema tender, they will use Wicknell as an example. Kuti mukapua tender should not take more than 2 years. 2 years. Kuti munanesa fancy. 2 years. But munaku flyer up and down. He's on holiday all the time.
What?
Oh my guy, that's wrong. That's just out of order.
Yeah, but this is what you call the misplaced outrage and the fake anger that Zimbabweans show a lot. We are in a situation where the facts of it means that this guy is a fall guy. The situations at the top are far worse. You have to remember that the amount of money that Wicknell was given is not even close to the amount of money that the Minister of Transport spent on snow graders. See, the thing is, we are mixing.
Kuda. You're mixing too many stories. We must not grade us teacher now on another day, right? Fact still remains. Kuda, Wicknell, I can't attend I can deliver. It was he was the face of the project. Simple as. It's also we don't care about anything else. So we've got, it's not misplaced anger. Our anger is rightfully where it belongs, and it is with him. Because as far as we are concerned, according to his social media, he is the forefront. He's been bragging about it for the last couple of years, right? That he's made so much money from this.
Oli, do you know who the Minister of Justice was when Wicknell was getting all this money from Zesa? Do you know who the Minister of Justice was?
Was it not Chombo?
No, the Minister of Justice was a gentleman by the name of His Excellency Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. What do you say about that?
I plead the fifth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining in the conversation.
I plead the fifth.
Thank you, Olinda. So, thank you, Miss Olinda Chapel. I want you guys to know that whilst we're here prosecuting little stooges like Wicknell, I mean, he's literal. I'm only saying that figuratively. He's if even I can call him a fat cunt because he's fatter than me. He's fatter than me. Okay, Sharon Rose. Let me add Sharon Rose. She wants to participate. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here defending Wicknell. I want us to have a conversation. Do we really hate this young man more than we hate ED, who was Minister of Justice? Not just during Gukura Undi, but everything else. Whilst the Mugabes looted and raided our country, do we really, really want to have a fall guy of this fat, useless young cunt? Or do we really want to punish the entire establishment? They were all there. They were all there. Sharon Rose, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Fantastic. Sharon, I want to know, why do you hate Wicknell, and do you feel you're justified?
You busted my friend.
Sharon, you're going to have to talk louder. We can't hear you. You're just laughing right now.
You say? I'm here.
We're saying, why do you hate Wicknell and are you justified? Talking, so we're going to cut her. Anyone else want to be added, please just request to be added and we'll add you. Please talk if you want to be added. Listen, I studied a little bit about Wicknell today. I just found out that he's a young kid. His father died at 10. He's been a hustler. He did the tender process and he managed to outwit some idiots and some inept people. Why do we hate him so much? Edith, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Edith, tell me, do we have a justification to hate this young man, or should we hate all of them? They've all been there. They were all eating. Talk to me, dear.
I think at the end of the day, the people that are in power now were in power then. They were ruling.
Yep.
They're ruling now, ruling then. For him to have gotten that, and who was running the tender process at that particular time, we find that it's the
I can tell you. I can tell you. The people who were running legal at the time, the legal department that cleared this was the legal that was headed by our current president. The Minister of Finance currently is the same Minister of Finance who signed off the money that came out of the coffers. So basically speaking, the Minister of Energy, they are all complicit in this shenanigan. All of them are complicit. So what I'm saying is that when we sit that young man down, yeah, go on.
Well, from where I'm standing, as far as I'm concerned, before we start looking at these young people, we need to look from the top. Because from the top, there are people sitting in parliament right now that have been stealing all over the place. And we have records of people, look at the situation with the doctors, that their salaries are released by a woman who's already been stealing in the constituency that she's based in. So basically, they made their bed, they need to lie in it and stop using this young man as a scapegoat. Let's look at the root of the root cause of the problem, not the problem.
I agree with you 100%. Thank you very much.
The root cause is the very people that want our votes. The root cause and the people that did this whole mess are the very people that want us to vote for them into power right now. I think the whole system is rotten.
And the thing is, I think it's disingenuous for our current administration, including our president, to now be wrapping the knuckles of all these G40 guys and putting them in front of the courts and throwing them to us as if we're idiots, as if we're people who don't think. What these guys have to realize is you cannot now change your DNA and say that now we're EDs and G40s. This is a lie. We refuse as a citizenry to be lied to and use Wicknell Chivayo, a guy who plays on Instagram with 0 shares in this company, to be the fall guy for the lacks and the failings of ZESA. $7 million is fuck all. When you look at electricity in a country like Zimbabwe, when you look at the fact that they spent over $300 million on snow graders, we cannot let this.
Let's look at the money that all these
people have spent.
Let's look at the money that all these people get for the constituencies, and let them, the people that were sitting on that panel yesterday, can they give us accountability of the grants that they get for their constituencies every time they go into parliament? If they can start with that and show us how.
Can you please also return the companies that he stole from those poor white guys who are always on the Facebooks crying about their companies? I don't like to see criminals prosecuting other criminals. I want all those criminals to go. That's what I want. My sister, thank you very much for joining us on our first edition of Tea Time in 2018. God bless you. Anybody else want to join us, please, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk. Let's talk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to add a brother named Edwin. He wants to talk to us. I don't believe this charade, this sideshow.
Kuda.
Edwin, how are you, my brother?
How you doing, my brother? Oh, wait,
my brother Edwin.
Just chill, right?
Edwin, I'm very frustrated with this sideshow. This is a sideshow, my brother.
That's the way. I think all these criminals must be prosecuted, man.
I think so.
Because of the oaths, man. A jack is a jack. Don't compare another jack to another jack, bro.
And you know what, my brother? When we look at that young Wicknell boy, they want us to believe this young boy who dropped out of school came up with an entire tender document process, over 1,000 pages of due diligence. They expect us to believe that he got all that money in his bank account and moved it around the world by himself. They expect us to believe that he was negotiating by himself with Israelis and so forth. He's a full front.
It's just a full front. I got time to stop Boris Dara.
And basically, these guys are putting this sideshow on in front of us now. It's a circus. And the thing is, I'm not a clown.
Yeah.
And I don't like clowns. I don't like clowns. And these guys think we're clowns. So as Zimbabweans, here we are.
It's time
how do you feel?
You know, I think as for me, the whole cycle must be removed, bro. There's nothing.
Let me tell you a story, my brother. Let me tell you a story. The other day, the president went and he announced to the constituency of his wife that I'm retiring my wife from being the MP for your area.
Yeah.
And the people said, "Oh, why?" And they said, "No, I'm retiring them because I want her to concentrate on being the first lady of the country." Now, I found two things very funny about that. Number one, our president is currently unelected. He took power in that not coup. There's an election that's coming literally in the next 3-4 months. Why did he do it before he's even given the mandate or elected by the population? Can you explain to me that? He is so confident that he's going to win. He's so confident that him and his wife are going to still be in power, that she'll still be first lady, that he's already doing things without even the courtesy of coming to us as the electorate and saying, "Dipeo mandate." I find this unacceptable as a citizen of our country.
That's it. I understand that. And I also told the young youth, telling them the same thing, but they will never believe me. They just say you're lying. It's not time for MDC to take the power, but it's not. It still remains to the same government that we used to have. The same old shit that we used to get is the same old thing that we're going to get. It might be in a different way, and you think we're now in a different cycle, but it still remains the same. Corruption will never end here.
Corruption should never end. Edwin, thank you very much for joining the show. Let's take a couple more calls. I'm going to add my brother Todd. Listen, guys, I really want to understand why I hated Wicknell so much. I'm just like you. I hated him. I disliked him. But yesterday, I had to get righteous in my own heart. My brother Todd, yesterday I had to get righteous in my own heart. I didn't know why I hated Wicknell. Let me tell you why I hated him. I hated him because I envied the things he had. I envied his money. I envied his access. You know, and I want to be real. I'm looking at myself as a man. I want to be righteous in my own heart. I envied him. I was jealous of him. He posted those things and it made me mad. That's the only reason. Otherwise, the facts of the issue here, ZTEC, Solar Farm, I didn't actually know the facts. Yesterday, I went in and read all the facts. Yeah. And I realized, my God, we're being played for fools here. This is a circus. This is a circus. What do you say, my brother?
That's the truth. It's true, you know. And what these guys have been doing is they've been giving crumbs to loud mouths. You understand? Like Wicknell was getting bits and pieces and showing off, and we are concentrating on the crumbs and not the what's on the table. Because these guys, these bits and pieces of money, they are the ones that hold all these purses. I mean, a minister can order a managing director to pay 2.3 million. I mean, what kind of country is that? You know, could you Wicknell to have access to that guy? It's not by chance. No. They have selected him and they've allowed him that access. You understand? Because he's one of those people who attracts attention and diverts attention from everything else. Like I always say to people, the things that we chase after are not the things of substance. They are just the things that are loud and obvious to us. But we need to be asking what's happening under the surface. You understand? And yesterday, I mean, like even when we were listening, you know, the lawyer that they sent, you know, to sit by Wicknell, he says Wicknell does not own 50% of that company. I firmly believe Wicknell either owns 50% or 100% of that company. You understand? And what these guys are trying to do is to divert our attention so that the funds that Wicknell and those guys hold are not repossessed by the government. And the funds belong 50% to Wicknell, 50% to whoever else. And those monies should be returned, not just what Wicknell has, but the people that have enabled that Dirira and everything else. They should be returning all the money that they've taken. It's all a sideshow. The main thing that is happening, we don't see. Like you were asking, what gives ED the confidence to retire his wife as an MP? What does he know that we don't know? You understand? Well, what gives all these other ZANU-PF Lacoste people the confidence to go around, you know, making deals, making you know, assumptions and setting up contracts? That what do they know that we don't know? You understand?
Thank you, Todd. Why are they borrowing money on my behalf when I've not yet given them the mandate? They're borrowing money so that my son can pay it back in 20 years' time. I want a government that I've mandated. Now, whether I vote for them or not, this is not the issue. The issue here, my brother, is this. They are too confident for me. They're too cocksure. And then they throw us this crumbs about Wicknell getting given $7 million. Do you understand, my brother, that $7 million when it comes to energy is fuck all? It's not nothing. Money. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It can't even help our health sector for a day in Zimbabwe right now. We're in serious issues, and they're throwing us these crumbs, and yet we need to know where the $15 billion went. What happened to the diamonds in Chiadzwa? General Vice President Chiwenga? What happened to the money in Chiadzwa? What happened to the dollars? The dollars, our dollars. We brought in dollars into Zimbabwe. Many dollars. What happened to our hard-earned currency? Why are you giving us bond notes? Why is Mangujga still at the top of the Reserve Bank? John Iscariot Mangujga took all our money, our hard-earned currency, and gave us dog shit to spend. He gave us dry dog shit to spend in shops. Come on, man. We cannot run businesses like this.
Yeah, you know, the problem that we have as a nation is we love rumor, we love speculation, and we love things that keep us safe, in the safe zone. You understand? Do you remember when we were campaigning against bond notes? And people were saying, you guys are stupid, you're dumb, you know, this is the only way the country is going to operate. And we said, no, these guys are sweeping up the remains of the US dollars. You understand? You can only use a bond note in Zimbabwe, nowhere else. So automatically that cuts the ordinary citizen like you and me from trading internationally. You and I cannot import. We have to buy from them. You and I cannot go and get medical treatment abroad. We have to borrow from them and be indebted to them again. You understand? So this has been a long game. The fact that Mangujga said himself, Mangujga, no one told him he had to resign if it didn't work. He said himself, if this doesn't work, I will resign. So what is he still doing?
And he's still there.
Yeah, what's he doing in office? These guys have no respect for us. You understand? This is why we need a new generation of politicians, a new generation like you and I to rise up and declare the future that we want. And push for the future that we want. Because it's our children who are going to suffer. Because their children are all grown up now. You understand?
My brother Todd, thank you very much.
They have accounts abroad. These guys have properties abroad. And even ED said, no, some of them have invested money abroad, so we're negotiating. You're negotiating with our money, for our money. When they took it, did they negotiate? They stole it. So repossess that money, repossess those properties wherever they are, and bring them back to us. Why must I negotiate and ask someone, come on, it's mine. You understand? And
my brother Todd, thank you very much. I like you because you're angry. I like that.
Yes,
I like that. We're angry. We're paying attention. When we're angry, we're paying attention, my brother.
Yes.
I like that.
You're not angry, you're not paying attention. Hey, take care, Kuda.
Salute, my brother. A message here from Miyanda Katiwa. Kuda, the energy you are putting in defending Wicknell makes me feel as though you are on a PR mission on behalf of Wicknell. Nope, I'm not on a PR mission on behalf of Wicknell. I don't like the motherfucker. I've met the nigga twice in my life. I think he's a cunt. There you go. I'm just saying now, see, because this is the Tea Party. We try and look at the behind the scenes. We try and dissect things and get actual information. We don't like to just see things and then take them for face value. So I suggest that Mr. Miyanda, you drop this channel. Don't watch people like me. Because we're not here to sing praises and sing fucking slogans. We're here to dissect issues and actually talk about some real fucking things. So cocksuckers like you are not welcome here. Fuck off. Next. Who wants to join me? Who wants to join me? Who wants to join me? Let me add my ZANU-PF brother. Let me join my ZANU-PF brother here. His phone is not. I got a ZANU-PF brother who's been demanding to come on. He wants to come on. I'm trying to add him. I'm trying to add you, Rafe. I'm trying to add you right now, but for some reason, your phone is not adding. So I'm gonna move on to the next person. Next person. Next person. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. If you watch these side shows, these are side shows. 4,000 or 5,000 people were watching a side show yesterday. $7 million given to that fat cunt is not your biggest problem, ladies and gentlemen. You've got you got big problems. Trust me, you got serious problems. Let me tell you now, you got serious problems, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these guys fool you. Don't let these guys make you think that they don't make them think that it's over. It's not over. Let me try and add you, my brother. Let me try and add you. And there's so many people I'm trying to add, and then they're not accepting the calls. But I'll take 2 more calls, and then we're out. I'll give you my closing statement. I've thought it well out. I've done my research. I want to know. Manix, I'm trying to add you, my brother. I'm trying to add you. Hopefully you can join me. I'm trying to add you. They should face the music even if you're in your skateboard. Yeah, but you know what I mean, my guys. Like, you know what, yesterday was a shenanigan. Manix, how are you doing, my brother? Manix, I think your network is bad. Are you there? Are you there? I can see you. Are you there, brother? My brother, how are you doing? My brother, Manix, I'm trying to... Did you bong what do you say?
Bo urikuona kudaga ininika pane hasha dzangu ini ndechekuti urikuona mudhara uyu anonzi ED uyu urikuona handiti ari kuda kutora tumaponi twakaita ngana wanditi wachibudisa tunyaya tusina dhiri, whereas they are hiding the big chunk. Majeti ese ana Wicknell yaka aivaziya uri kunzwa handiti. And for your information, Wicknell is only going to stand in front of the MPs, but the issue is not going to go anyway. Inye kuda kushandisa vamwe vanhu kuti iye agene mileage. Saka nyaya yekuitiswa isusu hatichadi waiziya. Zvekuitisana zvakapera kuhondo pataitaurwa nyaya paitaurwa namudhara edu kuti hanzi muri kuitira vana vedu. Isusu hatisuda kuitira anyone. We want kuti zvese zviri kuchinja zvichinje for the present generation. Whoever is going to make policies kumberi, our children will make their own policies dzinosuta ivo. Kwete kuya unotitengezera zvinhu zvisiri zvokuti hanzi muri kuitira vana venyu future sovereign. No. To hell with that. Inini mudhara uyawo yakalike zvambotaura nemfesu yawo yakuti shakana mukaka uchinge waora kangatingouraya wese. The only problem now is we don't know pezwe kuisa mujagi meme matarasa mukaka. Waiziya kuti ndiani manje anotipa ane mapolicies anogona kuti zvinhu zvedu zvidini zvivaye. Inini for I'm one person that man karoza whether paari podium he actually makes me angry because no one elected him to be on.
Vese vanondishatirisa akomana vese.
Munhu akangotora vese. Munhu akangotora masimba ende ane makaro because haana kana unozwa iye mpeso yaanoto ndiye pane vanhu vese vanonzi vane makaro ekuda kuba.
Aiwa pane rimwe man, pane rimwe zidhara riya zifudu riya man. Unozwa ini kana ndekufunda kwangu kanda kuti uri fudu soka zindhara riri rinodya zvisingaiti unozwa zidhara rinonzi mpofu riya. Zindhara riya rinodya mudhara kutoza kufema nekufuta nekuda kuba mari zindhara riya asi riripo panyanga. Aiwa
inini unozwa kuti I went back ndikanotarisa pakaitika madhiri ese ekuchiyadzwa aya. Do you know pakapuwa Anjin license yekumaina kwa-item? ED was the acting mining item. Pakapuwa Jinani license yekumaina kwachiyadzwa. ED was acting. Saka ukaona machaina ese akapuwa ma-license akapuwa na ED. That guy mfesu yaya ndikunyebere mfesu yaya he's got more to account for. Why don't we bring the president pamberi pema parliamentarians kana kuti aende kunotipa public
hearing
public chekuti aende kunomira timbvunza questions kuti zvakati nezvakati nezvakati tikuda transparency hatisi kuda kazheti kake kakaita kuHICC kuti anongotora 2 nekabhebho wakagarisa kufront kotanga kumubvunza maquestion awaita prep kuti unozobvunza zvakati ndozopindura zvakati ayewa tikuda mapublic questions ekungonzi atanga kupinda iwe kuda kwayo unongobvunzawo zvinhu iye wopindura kwete zvake zvekuti anzi anoronga questions twake tuyatwa.
My brother, if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. And I'm glad you're angry because now you're paying attention, my brother. I like that. 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 My brother, God bless you. Thank you for joining. Ladies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. This has been Tea Time, episode 1. Episode 1. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. We don't like sideshows. We don't like sideshows. Today we're talking about the Wicknell story. We saw these sideshows that were going on yesterday. These are sideshows. And I'm saying you now, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are very confident. They're very, very confident. They're very confident, ladies and gentlemen. They're retiring their wives so their wives can become first lady even before you vote them in. These guys are confident. And when these guys are confident like that, you know they ain't going to hand over power to anybody. So at least it's going to make it easy for them. Mr. Farin Deipi.
Hapana pa mkuru wangu.
Taona tinzwa.
Nyenyi inonakidza visingaite mkuru wangu.
Ukunakidzwa hako.
Ya, chatiri kuda isusu stereki. Wicknell wanogona asina mhosva. Asi ndiye akatambidzwa mari. Haana kana kusakura kwaakanzi aise solar farm yake eya. Mari akaisa kupi?
Unofunga kuti chimfana chiya chakatobata mari here ipa. Chaitengeswa bhutu chedu chifana hapana.
Mari dzachaipa vanhu vebhora chichishamisira chichiti vana mai venyu makangondituka tinopedzera nda step father vako. Ndo mari dzacho kazachaidya idzodzo.
Iwe. Ndo saka kwamvenga haniti.
Ndakamuvenga zikaita nepamuromo.
Saka takamvengera pamuromo pake haniti.
Ndizvozvo. Hai, zvekuba chibatsira navo kuba first family matches hande zvavo izvozvo. Iye gara kungoita answerable kumari yari kunzi akapuhwa iye. Kana ane kwakaisa gangotaura mari yakaenda kwakati.
Alright, tazvinzwa Mr. Fatso.
Haiwa mukuru wangu nyaya iri simple zvingaite zvimwe zvese tingaradziwa nazvo izvozvo zviri kuitika munyika. But idi chero ari kuchema ari kumboedzawo kudzosawo nyika mutrek. Bhake kana gaita zvaanoita izvozvo asi achingodzosa nyika munzira mainofara mugwaro kwaro.
Mr. Fatso maita bo, thank you for joining us. Ana Mr. Fatso ngadzose mari chete mundaraunda uyu. Mundaraunda ngadzose mari. That's what they're saying. Let me add a couple more guys before I bounce. It's been nice. It's been fun getting back to you and talking. Go read the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't just watch these lives. Go read the facts. There's actual facts behind this issue. There's actual facts. Go read the story. What happened? How did they get this media farm, this solar farm going? Who gave the tender? Why was the project stalled? Who made the project stall? Who was paid? Who got money? Where is Umdenge in all this? The minister who got the most sheets. Where is he? Why are we doing public hearings about $7 million when over $1 billion has been misappropriated by the same people? Why is this? These are the shenanigans that we're trying to avoid, ladies and gentlemen, where people keep saying these kind of things. I'm trying to add a couple of people here, ladies and gentlemen, but my phone ain't Arguramba. I'm going to try and add one guy next. One guy, please join me if you can. Please join me if you can. These guys are trying to make us look like idiots. This is a circus, and we don't like circuses. We don't like clowns. One guy, how you doing, Ma?
Hi, Kuda. How are you?
How are you feeling about the circus yesterday? You probably watched the circus yesterday.
Oh, I did. I hadn't slept because baby had kept me up all night. But I swear the moment I saw that, my question was and is, especially to our generation, right? For a while, I've never followed Zim politics, right? Until a couple of years ago. And Nothing irks me as somebody my age, right, who is not outraged by what is happening. Nothing irks me as somebody my generation who is seeing all the surface issues. Yesterday, I was sitting there. Do you know what? I was on Wicknell's side yesterday. Not because what Wicknell did is right, but how dare we sit and crucify him? Do you know, it has been as clear. Sorry, I'm waking up my baby. It's clear as daylight. Kutipane, my bigger names are behind Nyaya Ish. Why are we getting excited? Like you said, 7 million is nothing. Why are we getting excited about Nyaya Wicknell 7 million when there's bigger issues on the ground? Right?
You know, and the reason why our generation is so happy to see Wicknell crucified, they're really happy because Wicknell is up social media. He's just like me, you know, a fat idiot, talks a lot, and people dislike me for various reasons. I mean, if you want to see people dislike me, go to mafaro.co.uk and see what people say about me daily, because I'm a talkative fat guy on the internet. But at the end of the day, the facts to me are that Wicknell, yes, he may have been corrupt, and if he's been corrupt and he stole money in Gasungwe, and he must go through the processes of justice like every other person, but he did not steal the 15 billion.
He didn't. And on top of that, Kuda, my thing with this all, yeah, I understand Kuti Nangagwa is trying and whatever. I get all that nonsense, but there is no way that anybody can sit and get excited. Like my side shows, like you're rightfully saying. These are side shows. What is Obed Mpofu still doing there? Right? Like you said, who was authorizing all these things in the first place? I think as Zimbabweans, until we start sitting down and dealing with the real issues, you know, it's quite exciting to sit and speak about, hey, Guinea, hey, Wicknell, hey, whatnot. But those are not our real issues. You know, I watched him Tuma Mawere the other day, Pazimbo Live, and he was saying, and you know, a lot of folk miss that. He kept saying, Kuti, you know, Nyaya Iripo is not just Nyaya E. There is deeper. What allows Wicknell to be Wicknell? Who allows Wicknell to be Wicknell? And that is what we should be concentrating on. Whatever. But there is deeper issues that we need to concentrate on. And it's our generation needs to get involved. Like seriously involved. Bo, I say, and 30 years and you're still saying, I am not into Zim politics. I don't do politics. What do you mean you don't do politics? This is your future, bro.
And me, on a personal level, you know, when we went out on the march on the streets to thank the military for removing Mugabe, they did the heavy lifting because we didn't like Mugabe. You know, he had rigged our youth. The reason why I wanted Mugabe out was because he rigged my youth. He made me, even at 39, think that I'm young. I think I'm young because he's so old. But the one thing that I want people to understand is that a 94-year-old man was not responsible for the pillaging of this country. He facilitated it, but there's a lot of people around him who need to have a lot to answer about. And I want to start with the guy that was number 2. I want to start with the guy that was next to him every day. Number 2, the one who's now in charge. Let's start with him. There were the niggas standing next to him. My sister, thank you very much. I know you got baby there. God bless you. Love to the baby. Thanks. You know, we're going to make this place better for them so that they can come back. But if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. God bless you, sister. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. You know, let's try and get a guy up. A lot of you guys want to contribute. I'm trying to add as many as possible. When I add you guys, please try and answer. If you can, then let me know. A lot of guys, I mean, I think 70. Mr. Andrew, would he say. Yeah, Kuda, I want to go. Kuda.
Yeah, well, I've got some points that I want to outline. I hope you're going to allow me to do that. Well,
go ahead, my brother.
One of them is that, you see, Wicknell is just a small boy who's being used as a scapegoat. You see, but otherwise, behind Wicknell, there are big guys behind him. You know, so what's happening now in this case, probably we can look at the both sides of the coin. Maybe these guys, they want to catch the big fish, but Wotangira from the tail going up to the head. You see? So, because remember, this Wicknell guy, Nana Undenge, those guys, they've been doing this together. So, in my own opinion, I think sooner rather than later, this Wicknell is going to acha fumura and anaundenge. Then anaundenge they vachapinda biz. You see, and I would like to think there is going to be a link up to the first lady, the former first lady. You see, sakanya yacho iruda kutangirwa from the tail. If you look at it that way, that's my understanding. You see, and also right. I think ED panyake corruption ga askufanira kuve partial. He must be stand as an impartial person, anotara kuti whether big or small, great or small, munhu wese achabatwa ne corruption must be accountable and must be responsible. So my understanding is, well, let's see how it goes. Vambotanga na this week now. Obviously, I don't care kushana kwaita pa social media, but one day I knew that one day it's gonna caught up with him, you know. But I'm glad that they've started, you know, actually they are attacking corruption in all angles. But at the same time, the coins, the other side of the coin is what you are saying, kuti, this wafana, you know, but so the real source of problem, you know, which are the big fishes, you know. Because 15 billion guys, I'm telling you, it mustn't go untried. That must be understood by everyone. But 15 billion down the drain, anything about it. But the unfortunate part is when actually involved 15 billion ndoma big dara akakudubura mdara. You see, Saga, let's see.
My brother, you know, in my heart of hearts, I dislike Wicknell as well. In my heart of hearts, I dislike psychology Mazibisa as well. You know, in my heart of hearts, I dislike Jonathan Moyo as well. Right? There's a lot of people I dislike because they were vocal, right, Taurisa. But now, as I sit back and reflect, now as I now regress into my being a father, being a citizen of this country, trying to think and also be objective about what's happening. Is psychology Mazibisa really my big problem? Is it really Wicknell's shoes that made my children or my aunt die in the hospital? Is it Wicknell who stole my parents' pension? Twice. No. Twice my parents' pension was stolen. Yeah. That at 67, 68, my parents are still working. And the answer, my brother, to those questions is no. They may have contributed, but we know Zimbabwe. The henchman, the nigga who was standing next to the guy, was standing next to Mdara. That's the nigga I want to talk to. And I know who he is, because the nigga is the new president. He's the guy I want to talk to now. Because the one got Panyanga, anyone else want to join the conversation? One more person before we go. One more person, then we can go. Sorry, Chef Bay is not complaining. Not complaining. One more person. Let me add one more person. I'm now being told to get off the live. You know. I'm trying to add one more person. Sly, I'm trying to add you. You're not answering. Sly's not answering. Sly's not answering. Okay, one more person. Let me try and add. Rayfan, your phone is still not allowing me to add you. I don't know why. I'm going to add Austin as the last person, ladies and gentlemen. Last person, I promise. Then we can go. But yes, whatever I've done wrong in my life, if I've never done that, but if I did anything, Mr. Austin, what do you say?
It has to go deeper. Obviously, Agatamiswa front.
Yeah.
And Ipapa, we agree, but it has to go my understanding of it, although Agatamiswa front, and obviously I don't want to punch it in a way. But it's your thing if you go actually all the way deeper. You know, a lot of things I think like You had to be able to know who is who for you to get my tenders. Why? They're not just not being given to them. It was like a privy. It's like a privilege. You had to know who is who. In a fun, I'm going to my front.
Yes.
So the whole process of my tender, from right from the roots, up to the way now we. I like how I like his spirit. And it's good to know fun. We do front. We want to see people being ambitious. We don't want people to be penalized for being ambitious. But what we're trying to say is, my systems are they should be tofana kuti tite environment inokurudzira vafana kuti vakunga vachibudirira. So the tender system pachayo has to be readjusted. Kubatsirawo vamwe vechidiki ava not kuti ingoramba yakasura madinosaur madhara. You see, because variko vafana vamwe variko vari kubuda. It's not a crime like kwandiri nini my understanding of it. Kuna Wicknell, it wasn't a crime but hana education hana chi. It's good because it's ambitious.
Yes.
But be ambitious with integrity.
And also, I mean, here's what I'm saying, Goody. When we talk about the spirit and the letter of the law, they're two different things. If I am able to get onto a tender process, even without skills, don't tell too much my vet, top from out of my partners, twang, and didiga. Don't want to bagura my jet, no pin Minister of Mines, you talk supply mining equipment with the Minister of Mines, and I become a millionaire from doing that. I think, basically speaking, as a Zimbabwean, because I follow the letter of the law, and this happens all over the world, even in the States, where young men do tenders for various things in military, whatever, and they become millionaires overnight, even though they had no experience. So me, I do not hate successful, ambitious, tenacious people. I have to chastise myself in my heart from being a typical hater. That's my 2018 resolution. See. At the same time, do we expect Wicknell can happy or attend the Nema jet kurukuru? Do we expect him then to say no and Skuda marry and Skuda would out of poverty and Skuda tenga shuzakanak? It's actually the burden we're putting on Wicknell for his morality is too much. But as the system itself is rotten. It's a rotten system that a lot of young people took advantage of. And this is my main problem, that now these young people are being paraded as criminals, whereas the system was made by criminals and is still being managed by criminals. My brother, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Have a good week.
You too, brother. Listen, guys, I can't take any more calls. I got to go back to work. It's been good talking. It's been Tea Time episode 1, season 5. We had 5 seasons of this. I just thought we should talk more objectively about the Wicknell situation. The man followed the new tender laws, terrible, rotten tender laws. He did not deliver. Gene, I want you to go and read up why that was not delivered. Read up about the board shenanigans. Read up about Mdenge. Read up about the reason why this solar farm became a shit situation. I want you to read up about it. Be informed, ladies and gentlemen. The information is live right now on all the newspapers written about Fingas, written about it. For the last 3 years, they've been writing about the same issue, the issue with the board at ZTEC. You can go read about it, and you will read immediately because there's a lot of rotten people at the top. We don't want to see this youngster. This Jerry. That's fine. See. Involved. My Minister of Justice, my Minister of Lands, in charge. They must be accountable for the things that they did when they were in time. We need to be real talkers. We need to be educated. We need to be educated, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just not hate this youngster because he showed off his shoes. I feel sorry for Wicknell. Grew up without a daddy. He's a fat cunt. He probably hasn't seen his dick in 20 years because his tummy is so big. And look at me. Look at me talking, man. I can see mine nowadays. Anyway, we're the Tea Party. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to the detail. Read, understand. Don't watch these sideshows blindly. Read, understand. We are the Tea Party. We are the people who always dissect this to the very, very bottom. Very, very bottom. We'll go in and we'll go deeper. We'll go deeper. We're not going to be raided with this politics and this bullshit that they're trying to facade us with. We are not those people. We are the Tea Party. The reason why you tune into me and not those lovely advocates and those lovely pastors. You don't tune into those guys. You talk to us because we're real talkers. And I told them to expect us. Expect us.